Y'all, folks be worrisome. Worrisome as hell. Yeah, I'm not looking my greatest because it's the end of my day and I'm pissed off because I'm having a cigarette. So don't show this to the kids. It's a bad role model. But I'm sitting here today, every day, especially since we opened the store, has been a series of challenges and triumphs, frustrations, and extreme moments of joy. And so I'm very, very, very grateful to my creator and to my Loa and to my ancestors. I have to stop because this thing stops and it says it's recording. Okay. So anyways, let's talk about modern technology. We talked a little bit about this last time, and magic, okay? You don't have to forgive me. I'm having a cigarette. I'm standing outside of my friend's house enjoying my evening and out of the store before 10 p.m. for a change. But it's very interesting. I put up a post today on Facebook, and see, people on Facebook know me really well. That's where my audience has been. But I also try to get stuff on Instagram and things like that. So, I found my way into voodoo, or voodoo found me and pulled me in through modern technology. Okay? So, let's talk about that. Because for me, I still remain an old school kind of witch. Okay? An old school kind of mambo, an old school kind of root worker, right? I'm near downtown Columbus tonight. I'm actually out of the neighborhood visiting a friend. So I always look at how people are using technology and magic. I'm always talking to my students about proper research. And no, you cannot find everything on Google. You have to understand that even people want to make fun of Wikipedia, but what they're not doing, and they're not using their brains, is they're not checking the sources that are cited below on that page. Because those pages are under constant revision, sometimes with fuck shit, sometimes not. But, the path of understanding these religions does involve some reading. And I don't know about you all. With the advent of the internet and then becoming a conjurer and then initiating as a Mambo Supuin, says I have a low connection, so I'm going to step back towards the house a little bit. So in any case, I that's how I came into practicing, motorcycles. My mentors were my photography mentors at first, and I was dealing with spirits that I remembered from my childhood and different things that my family did that were a little strange to me. And I contacted them when the trickster spirits came back. They like to hide things. They pulled a whole 6-pack of beer across the floor in front of one of my friends. She's a witch herself, but she woke up a little bit shooketh. They would just move things, hide things, and I'd find them later. And that, and aside from the occasional dead relative that would show up, that would, happen to my mom's generation and before that. And if I ever had any contact with spirit like that as a child, I probably didn't know it. I probably just figured imaginary friends. Okay, but it was through Facebook that I became a photographer, because I was something that moved me creatively. I learned when it says it's recording and it stops, I have to say the last words I said because they cut you off while you're recording. But in any case, from there, it opened up a whole different world for me, things that forever changed my life. And that's how I met my mambo. We probably had chatted on somebody's Facebook page or in somebody's magical group, and I don't even know who reached out to who first. And for me, it was like, wow, I've never met someone like this who knew so much, not just about voodoo, but all of the occult, It has gotten to the point that I would much rather do a video conference with somebody than talk on the phone. Because I think that is a real personable way of using technology to help people and to do divinations for people and to train people. And, now nothing in these internet streets is private. There are certain things that you cannot teach to an online audience, and it's for certain reasons. Certain things are not taught online, but this is the way we reach each other now. And so over on the Big Liz Conjure Instagram post, somebody wanted to check me. See, the thing is, I always check with my mambo first to make sure it's acceptable, because she lives in Haiti. She is a Haitian. She came as a young child to the United States, but then she went back to follow her calling. So for me, and she's not the mambo for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. She likes people who have discipline. She likes people who really, really are sincere about this path, as any good priestess should. But on my Instagram feed, and I didn't feel like making an Instagram movie, maybe I will, somebody was like, seriously, who recruits people for voodoo on Instagram? And I'm sitting here thinking, the reality of the matter is we ask people if they're interested, because probably through, and sometimes that information is spot on, y'all. Other times, that information don't be worth a shit. You are never going to be able to replace a human elder in an ATR. I was reading an article. I didn't even bother to share it because I was like, this is what is wrong with the world. My network connection went down again. I understand, people's disenchantment with organization and the religions in which they participated in. And that's on the Christian and the non-Christian side. There are a lot of people who initiate into houses or join covens or organizations, and I keep seeing people becoming disenchanted. Okay? So it makes sense that, you don't want that same old time religion, and I don't feel like my house offers that. There's no way I could be myself if my house was not like that. One thing about voodoo is it really helps you learn yourself. Okay? If you open your mind and your heart to spirits and the lessons that they have to teach you, it's a really amazing thing. But make no doubt about it, it ain't for everybody. I keep trying to say, Christianity is easy compared to our ATRs and the level of devotion and the things that we have to do. And so I think sometimes people come in wanting to initiate these practices, not really being aware of what it requires. And, I feel that I get that. I'm continuing to get that. And that's going to be a lifelong journey for me, And so, when somebody want to criticize, oh, that's so cute. I'm smoking. Take her in the house. Okay. I'll be right back. She's so cute. That's so cute. We got to put a ribbon on it. So, in any case, look, for everybody, it takes a real passionate commitment of the heart. And I think if done properly in online formats, we can enrich our lives like we never have before. I've been over 20 years in instructional design, designing courses for businesses and universities, and I'm very proud of being part of that. I'm trying to put this out. I'm very proud of being part of that. I like people to be educated. That the dominant culture keeps trying to hide the histories and things that I learn about my people every day due to this electronic format are absolutely appalling. that I'd go 50 years of my life without some type of information that I didn't know this. That's what I like to do. I can't post about our tragedies all the time, so I post about the things that make me smile as well. But you come to meet people, know people, sometimes marry people. I did that once. Oops. And, you live. That's the thing. You can't let the electronic format keep you from those real, tangible human interactions. And I think that's the reason why people think that they can say anything they want to say in response. People don't think about framing their questions anymore. So you say things that you would not say in conversation face to face with people. Well, one would hope. But the reality is that we can use the internet responsibly and respectfully to spread the beauty and the joy of our traditions and why they have sustained us forever since the beginning of religion. So, and people that are on that, I'm good with. There are so many secrets in these traditions that one probably will never learn all of them. Nor should that be your goal. Your goal is your relationship with your spirits and your relationship with this earth and everything that's in it and the people that you place on this earth so that they can be better people, so that we populate the world with better people. See, that's the goal. Because my mambo, when we went in the Jebo and asked her, and this is not a secret, what does she want us to do as initiates? And she told us to be honest with people. There are conjurers out here offering all kind of stuff, but that people don't realize there's certain things above their pay grade. Where you're going to need that elder in that tradition. And if we want to keep them as close to authentic as we can, then yes, we should be initiating in those lands. Most definitely. Nothing can compare to that. So, there are going to be people that have problems with, responsible uses of technology. We should be able to spread our religion and talk about it and testify just like anybody else. But there are things that will never, ever, ever be online. And expressing interest in something in a place where you can reach people that you probably would have never reached before. People getting information that they never had before. You do that, and you do it responsibly. Y'all have a good evening.